Hello everybody, welcome to this week's episode of Cruise News. This is episode 2. This week we've got a lot of big news from the cruise industry, so let's get started. Um, First off, we have Norwegian Cruise Line has been approved to go to Cuba. Norwegian Sky will be going to Havana, Cuba from Miami on 4-night cruises starting in May. And then also Royal Caribbean has gained approval as well. Empress of the Seas is going to be going to Havana, Cuba as well from Miami and Tampa. And they're there for social impact cruises, which is kind of like what Fathom Cruise Line does under Carnival with Fathom Adonia that does the Cuban sailings right now. The reason they're doing those types of cruises is because that's pretty much the only way you can gain access to or gain approval to go to Cuba at the moment. So they did what they got to do to go there. So exciting news that Empress is going to start in April and Norwegian Sky is going to start in May. So that is definitely big news in the cruise industry now that a lot more ships are starting to go to Cuba. Moving on to Carnival, we've got Carnival has announced they are pulling the plug on Fathom Cruise Line, their social impact cruises to Cuba and Dominican Republic, as I mentioned a second ago. They are pulling the plug. I guess it just wasn't successful enough to keep it going. A lot of people liked it. A lot of people didn't like it. Some people didn't even want to try it. So overall, I guess it's just they just thought it was time to end it. So Adonia will be transferred back to P&O Australia, where it originally was, and Fathom Cruise Line will be no more. So unfortunately, their idea of Carnival didn't take off quite as well as they thought it would. Other big news from Carnival is that the day I'm filming this is actually when this happened, but Carnival has announced they will be taking delivery of a third Vista class ship in 2019. This is following Carnival Horizon's delivery in 2018. So there will be 3 Vista class in total for Carnival as of 2019, which is big news. And also some really surprising news is what I thought was surprising is that Carnival Splendor is going to be transferred to P&O Australia. And this is because this third Vista ship was originally for P&O, but their market isn't big enough, or their market wasn't enough to support a ship that big. So Carnival pretty much took over that order for a third Vista class ship, and now it'll be a Carnival ship instead of P&O. And now in exchange, Carnival Splendor is going to be going to P&O Australia. So big news. I was personally shocked because I didn't think such a newer ship would be transferred to another cruise line so early on in its life. But cruise lines and the cruise industry is always full of surprises, so it is what it is. And then also this comes with the 180,000 ton ships that are scheduled for 2020 and 2022, like I mentioned in last week's video. So Carnival's currently got 1 under construction, Carnival Horizon, and then we've got 3 more on order between now and 2022. So finally, Carnival is building a lot more ships, a lot bigger ships, and is kind of catching up in the shipbuilding game and the size and all that stuff. Moving on to Norwegian Cruise Line, the Norwegian Breakaway is leaving New York, shockingly as well. Like I said, this industry is full of surprises. Norwegian Breakaway is going to be doing Scandinavian and Russian cruises through the Baltics in the summers of 2018 and 2019. And Norwegian Escape is going to be leaving Miami and heading to New York to replace the Breakaway while the Breakaway is off in Europe. We don't know what exact ship. I believe I heard the Jade is going to be replacing Escape, which isn't much compared to the Escape. The Jade is a nice ship, but you compare the two, it's a big difference. So anyways, moving on, we've got more news from Carnival. Carnival has announced a new dining plan, and it is something I personally agree with a lot, and so does the rest of my family. And that is that from now on, they're starting this on two ships, and it's the Carnival Conquest and the Carnival Glory. What it is that if a passenger was to show up 30 minutes past their um, scheduled dining time, so say they show up at 6:30 instead of their scheduled time at 6 o'clock, basically they'd be told to go enjoy their food on the Lido deck or somewhere else. And this is mainly because it makes everything a lot easier on the wait staff and also the passengers and the guests in the dining room as well. Because when people come in, extremely late for dinner, it kind of throws off the rhythm of the dining or the wait staff, and taking orders and getting food for everybody and stuff like that. And so it slows it down, and it makes other guests upset, and it makes it a lot more difficult on the wait staff. So I definitely think this is a great idea for them, and I hope this starts to spread throughout the fleet and on to the rest of them. Because I know a long time ago, Celebrity used to actually close the doors from the dining room after a certain amount of time. So again, I hope this all goes through, and definitely a lot of big news this week. Thank you guys for watching. Tell me what you guys think of all this news down below. And if you don't already, click that subscribe button. Give it a like if you liked what you saw today. And I'll leave a link to my Instagram down below. That's kind of my main account and my main channel. And I will see you guys next week. I will be on board Carnival Vista throughout this week. This video is going live while I'm on board, so stay tuned for Vista videos coming soon, and I will see you guys next week for next week's cruise news video. Have a great day and keep cruising.